So we said, David should have the honour, and he said, I'm not sure. And I made that fatal error of going, well, if you're not going to do it, I'll do it then.
Okay, we're here with Jonty Warneken, who swam the North Channel this summer. He was the first disabled person to do so, and has also got a long list of records. Guinness World Record holder. Is it 3 or 2?
3 now.
I'm losing count. And last night you were at the Irish Long Distance Swimming Organisation, and you were doing awards.
Yeah, so that's where you go and pick up your certificates for North Channel or the other swims. There are a lot of swims around Ireland. Fastnet being one of them, Galway Bay being another. My friend Nikki Doran's just created a swim going across the north of Northern Ireland. She did sort of, I think, 5 10K plus swims.
As you do.
Another para swimmer leading the way, yeah. So it's that sort of thing. So it celebrates all swimming in Ireland, but also the Irish swimmers that come over and do English Channel, Triple Crowns, and old and new Triple Crown, and all of that sort of stuff. So it's just a great place to meet, and of course there's quite a few ice swimmers there as well.
Yeah, because that's your other thing, long distance and ice swimmer.
Yeah.
Because one isn't enough.
Well, there's no ice in the summer, so you've got to go and do something, I suppose, try and keep fit.
And today you've been doing the outdoor swimming session at Kendal. How did you find it? Did you enjoy it?
Love it. No, nothing. I love doing all of that, and thank you for having me, because it's great, and as a para swimmer, it's brilliant that we're getting more and more para swimmers. We're starting to be talked about a little bit more, and all of that. So it's as the video that we have from Samoa, the first para relay. It's the one thing I don't do emotion, but it's the one thing that just gets me, because it's just taken so long to be able to get 4 of us into the ice to race against able-bodied. It's fantastic.
And we talked about one of the huge kind of issues really is access and getting people into the water. But once they're in, no problem. They're just like any other swimmer. Yeah,
and that's the way the ice is. The ice is a community, and we all swim together. And as you know, when we race. It's a time. The heats are done on time because it's to do with safety. So if you're a 15-minute 1K swimmer in the ice, if you've got one leg, one arm, or you're able-bodied, it makes no difference. You will swim in a heat of people who will swim the 1K in 15 minutes. And so you don't have that big, there's the para event going on separately or 2 weeks afterwards like you have with the Olympics. We're all in it together. And because we all suffer so much in the ice, as you know, it's cold. Sub 5 degree water is festive. There's that community there. Everyone just wants everyone to do well, and it's just lovely, and everyone will get everyone in and out. More importantly, get out and safely recovered, irrespective really of disability. I think there's only one time at the GB Champs we haven't been able to accommodate somebody because the doctors basically said if they get into the water that it's going to end not in a great way.
Yeah, and that's so important. You want to support swimming dreams, but we want to keep everyone safe.
Correct. Yeah.
And it's that kind of community spirit, that team that you had that kind of led you to the North Channel, and you did the relay last year. So tell us a bit about that.
So this was something David Burke, who observes on the North Channel, he's an above knee amputee. He claims he's lost his leg, but when he told us that he knows where it is, it got buried in the family plot, we all started laughing and said, well, you haven't technically lost your leg because you know where it is. And so David had been wanting to do this. He'd done 2 relays across with able-bodied people, and he wanted to do the first para relay. And through Infinity and the guys there that I know, he said, contact Jonty. He knew Kate Sunley from Hit the Wall, and we just put this team together, and it just transpired that we were all left leg amputees, and we didn't know until we met up. And so COVID got in the way, but we all carried on training, and we did it 22nd of June last year, which happens to be the anniversary date the first para relay went across the English Channel. It was just full of the whole sort of swim was full of coincidences. Yeah, we do. We like that. It's really cool.
It's like a universe delivering thing.
Exactly. And so we did it in 15 hours 8 minutes. Got in the water. David was first off. Got in the water at about 11 degrees. I think he was the only one really to get a bad sting as well from a linesman, which amused us greatly as well.
Yeah, and that's what led you to swim the North Channel solo this year.
Yeah, so we decided that, given that we had done it, that one of us should be the first person to do it solo, and we all looked at David because he was the guy. He observes on the North Channel. He teaches swimming with Infinity, So we said the honour should be yours because we know we know that this is the swimmer's swim. It's not Everest because that's English Channel. It's more K2 because it's a tougher swim and it's one of those that you find out about the North. Everyone knows about the English, but then you find out about the North. So we said David should have the honour, and he said I'm not sure. And I made that fatal error of going, well, if you're not going to do it, I'll do it then. And so when I got back 2 weeks later, he rang me and said, I can't do it. I'm 60% there, and you know that's not good enough. So it's all yours if you want it. And I went, okay, I'll do it, but you then owe me an ice K. So he hates the cold and is now training for an ice K and hates me for it every day he gets in.
Always trying to get people in the ice.
Oh, always.
Jonty was just trying to convince Hector Pardo, who's our Olympic hopeful for Paris 2024, into the ice.
I think
he wasn't having it, was he?
Well, not for 2024, but I think there's hope for the World Championships in Italy in 2025. We've got some we've got US Olympians maybe coming back as well. So, it's like I said to him, 100 meters, you won't notice the cold. With the adrenaline and all of that, you won't notice it, which means he'll end up doing 250 or 500.
Yeah, I think he has a really cool career ahead of him. So I reckon you'll get there. But tell people about the North Channel, because it is one of the toughest channel crossings out of the 7 oceans. Why? Why is it so hard?
So the North is renowned because it's colder, and if you start early season, you're looking at 11 or 12. That's what we were at with our relay, and then it may get up to 15, 16, which I was lucky it did. But so you've got the cold. The winds are pretty fierce, but the currents that are coming down, they don't take you onshore or offshore. You have to break through them to hit the tides to get across, and if you don't, you're not going to get across. And then you add that in with the weather, add that in then with the lion's mane jellyfish and all of those, which are notoriously, there's loads of them up there. I got hit 6-7 times, and that's not a lot for the North. And there are plenty of stories out there of people having to be taken out of the water because they've literally got in toxic shock with the lion's mane. Yeah. So when you add those all of those factors up, it becomes this is not a swim for the faint-hearted. It's certainly not a swim to do as your first channel swim, which is what I did.
Which means you can now go and do the next 6.
Or you can go, do you know what? I've done the tough one.
And that's enough for me.
No, there are other swims that I want to do, other channel swims that I do want to do, for a variety of reasons. There are some that I go, I'm just hoping I don't get railroaded by myself into going, well, I've done 3 of them now, or 4 of them now. I might as well finish them off.
It does get a bit like that.
Well, it does,
It's
yeah.
like collecting badges.
Well, as a swimmer, you know what? As outdoor swimmers, we love a badge. Have you swum it if you haven't got a badge? That's what, the runners talk about Strava. It's like, well, have you swum it? Well, show me your badge.
Yeah,
haven't
exactly.
Got one.
We just love a little bit of merch.
Yeah, exactly.
And can you really tell us anything about some things you're working on? You've got Ice Championships next year.
So we've got GB Ice Championships January, first weekend in January. I'll be reffing that and swimming it. And then we've got the first European Championships in Romania, first weekend in February. We're doing that with Len, the big European swim thing, which is, as you know, we're trying to get the sport into the Winter Olympics. And then I have been asked to join the relay, J.R. Kennedy's relay. We're attempting the earliest relays across the English Channel, and our window opens on the 8th of January. And we've got 2 teams.
That really is early in the season.
Early. 5 males versus 5 females. 2 boats, 2 teams, and we're racing relays across the English Channel.
Oh my God, that is going to be so exciting to watch.
And that's in aid of a dog charity that we'll talk about more online as and when. But yeah, so that's that one. Then I said I've got the team bits missing. Bristol Channel relay, attempting to be the first sort of disabled one across that, and then I'm hoping to book a big one. I'm just waiting for the tide date for that, and then I'll fit in maybe some others around that.
And personal life, do you spend much time with your family?
Well, I don't have children. My wife's around somewhere. There she is. And that actually, do you know what? That is a really, really valid point. I can't do any of this, and none of us can do any of this without the support from home life. And Pen, I'm very lucky. Pen supports me in this. She's on the boat. Seeing your husband suffer in the ice or in the war or in the channel, or your boyfriend, girlfriend, wife, and all of that. It's something that I think sometimes us swimmers forget that, and we owe a huge debt of gratitude, because, as we say, this is not a solo sport. This is a village sport. The amount of support to put me just onto the start line of the North Channel or into the start line of an ice race is just massive when you think about it. And it is that community spirit, and that's, I think, what we love, and that's certainly the thing that we all missed in lockdown, because we were all swimming in our rivers, but the community spirit was the thing that we go, do you know what, that's the bit that we've really missed the most, and so there's a huge debt of gratitude that, to my wife, and I have said to her at some stage, when the body's a bit more broken, then I will, I'll calm this down, and we'll go and. We'll never go on a cruise around the world, but
a nice holiday.
Yeah, something like that.
Somewhere relaxing.
Yeah.
Maybe not with water, because who knows what would happen.
Well, I do want to ride. She knows I want to ride my bike across America, so,
okay.
so I might do that.
That'd be another thing.
Yeah.
Does she swim?
No. Well, if the water's above 30, she might get in.
Okay. Does she have a thing, a vice?
Yeah, she likes doing up houses, and she likes it's like in
well,
our
that's
house.
an expensive hobby.
Well, it's an investment, yeah. But she likes, she's been on dry stoning wall courses, plastering courses.
That's pretty cool.
Everyone thinks I would do the DIY. I hate DIY. She's absolutely brilliant at it.
It's probably a good job, because nothing would ever get done.
Oh, if I did, no, I'd live in, be back at school.
It's been an absolute pleasure. We had such a good time at the outdoor swimmer
thank
session,
you.
didn't we?
Yeah, love it.
Just what you said about community, that was really in the room today, wasn't it? Like all the films, all the speakers, it was all about the people.
It is, and that's what makes the sport so great.
Brilliant. Well, thank you so much for your
Thank
time, Jonty. It's been a pleasure having you at Kendal Mountain Festival, and we look forward to hearing what you do next.
Thank you.